You know, most people think fixing a bad credit score is impossible. I used to believe that too, until I lived it myself. This isn't just numbers on a screen, it's about the freedom to finally breathe, to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Before I share how I raised my credit score from 550 to 800, do me a quick favor, hit that like button and subscribe. These are real stories that could change your financial life forever. At 22, I had a credit score of 550. Rejected for credit cards, denied a car loan, and even struggled to rent an apartment. It was embarrassing, and I felt stuck. My mistakes? Maxed out cards, late payments, and ignoring bills. Nobody had taught me how credit really worked. One night, I watched a finance video explaining how credit scores impact jobs, housing, and even insurance rates. That was my wake-up call. The first step was getting my free credit report from annualcreditreport.com. You can't fix what you don't measure. To my shock, there were mistakes, old debts already paid, and even an account that wasn't mine. Errors like these crush your score. I filed disputes with the credit bureaus online. Within 30 days, 2 accounts were deleted, and my score jumped 20 points. Next, I created a debt avalanche plan, attacking the highest interest card first, while paying minimums on the rest. Math over emotions. I canceled unused subscriptions, stopped eating out, and learned to cook at home. Every dollar saved went toward debt. After 6 months, I paid off my first credit card completely. Seeing that zero balance gave me the confidence to keep going. I realized credit utilization makes up 30% of your score. Keeping balances under 10% became my golden rule. To accelerate the process, I started driving Uber after work. That extra $300 a month went straight to debt. I saved $1,000 in an emergency fund. That way, a flat tire or medical bill wouldn't force me back into debt. Once I paid down balances, I requested a credit limit increase. It dropped my utilization overnight, adding another 30 points to my score. I checked my credit score every month with a free app. Watching it slowly climb kept me motivated. I started paying my smallest student loans first. Every paid loan boosted my confidence and reduced my debt-to-income ratio. I forced myself to stop impulse buying. If I didn't have the cash, I didn't buy it. That discipline was a game changer. I opened a secured card with a $500 deposit. Using it for groceries and paying it off monthly built a positive history. A year later, I applied for a used car loan. This time, I got approved. My score was climbing, and lenders noticed. Every month, I paid on time, kept balances low, and avoided unnecessary credit checks. Credit success is built on consistency. After a year of progress, my score got stuck at 670. I was frustrated. I was doing everything right, but the growth slowed down. I spent hours learning about how scores work, credit mix, account age, and inquiries. There was more to the puzzle than just paying bills. My cousin added me as an authorized user on his 10-year-old card. Just like that, I inherited his positive history. In just 30 days, my score jumped another 40 points. It felt like cheating, but it was completely legal. I realized lenders wanted to see a mix. I already had credit cards, so I applied for a small personal loan and paid it back responsibly. I avoided closing old accounts. Even if I didn't use them, their age helped strengthen my credit profile. I picked up freelance writing gigs online. An extra $200 a month meant faster debt payments and quicker progress. Each month I celebrated little wins, another $100 paid down, another point gained. Progress built momentum. When I saw 720 on my score report, I felt like a new man. I could finally qualify for decent loans. I refinanced my car loan at a much lower interest rate. The savings were real proof that a higher score pays off. I didn't take on new debt just because I could. A high score is built on responsibility, not temptation. I set up automatic payments for every bill. 0 late fees. 0 stress. Perfect payment history. At 750, my score slowed down again. Going from good to excellent requires patience and perfect habits. I realized one of the biggest factors was simply letting time pass. Older accounts age like fine wine. I wanted to buy a home. A higher score meant not just approval, but also saving thousands on interest. While working on my credit, I also saved aggressively for a down payment. Strong finances go hand in hand. I learned to pay cards before the statement date, so my utilization always showed near zero on reports. For months, I kept the same routine: on-time payments, low balances, and no new credit checks. Slowly but surely, my score climbed. The day I saw 780, I knew I was close. That number meant I was in elite territory. My confidence grew. Credit no longer controlled me, I controlled it. The difference was life-changing. With credit cards, a personal loan, and an auto loan, my credit mix was healthy. Lenders saw me as low risk. I applied for a mortgage pre-approval. This was the real test of all my hard work. For the first time in my life, I heard the word approved without hesitation. My credit score had unlocked doors. Months later, I held the keys to my first home. Without fixing my credit, this dream would have been impossible. One morning, I checked my score. It showed 802. I had done it. From 550 to 800 in just over 3 years. Now, lenders chase me. I get the lowest interest rates, best credit cards, and peace of mind I never had before. I started teaching friends about credit. If I could turn my finances around, anyone could. Before, every application filled me with anxiety. Now, I apply with confidence, knowing my score backs me up. My finances aren't perfect, but they're stable. Credit is no longer a burden, it's a tool. When I think back to 550, I realize it wasn't just about numbers. It was about discipline, patience, and financial freedom. First lesson: always check your credit report. Errors can crush your score, and fixing them is your right. Second lesson: pay on time, every time. Nothing builds trust with lenders like consistent payments. Third lesson: keep utilization low. Under 10% is the sweet spot that lenders love. Fourth lesson: don't close old accounts. Age of credit is gold when it comes to scoring higher. Fifth lesson: be patient. Credit takes years to build, but one mistake can wipe it out overnight. From being rejected everywhere to owning a home, fixing my credit transformed my life completely. It wasn't just financial. It gave me confidence, security, and hope for the future. I now share my story so others don't make the same mistakes I did. Knowledge is the real credit power. If you're sitting at 550 right now, trust me, you can climb to 800. It's not easy, but it's worth it. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real finance stories that can change your future.